One island, shaped by 6 cultures. 2 who set out to explore it with only €200 each. Romans, Turks, Byzantines, Greeks, Italians, and the Knights of Malta. They all have influenced this island. Kos, the island of 6 cultures. It's the end of May, and we got a super cheap offer. 2 weeks Kos, 13 days, 12 nights. An offer we couldn't refuse. We set ourselves a budget of €200 because we are planning a bigger project this year. What do you think? Will we get along with this? Just write it into the comments. We just arrived and had to spend our first money. €36 city tax, €3 per night. With such a small budget, will we be able to see more than the hotel beach?
Okay, we really spent the first 3 days at the beach. But in the evening, we go out to explore the surrounding area. We discover a small building with the key in the lock. We turn it easily to sneak a peek. There are many chapels like this on Kos. They are free of charge, and that's also good for our budget. And if you also want to take a look, the key is in the lock.
We now spent 3 full days on Kos. A good time to draw balance. We paid €36 city tax, bought water and ice cream, and spent in total €48.90. And tomorrow we are going to the capital. We just missed the bus to Kardamena. That saves us €1.90 because we are going 2 kilometers by foot. In Kardamena, we don't have to wait long for the bus. We hop on and pay in the classic way at the cashier. A trip to Kos costs €3.50 per person.
The first site we pass is the Casa Romana, an old Roman house that can be visited for €6. We don't want to spend our entire budget right at the beginning, so we'll go further. We are passing the Orthodox church, Agios Nikolaos, and going to an archaeological site.
This is the archaeological site Agora. The entrance is free and no guards, so you can get really in touch with the history. Here you can really fall over the history. You have to show this.
So better mind your step. The ancient Agora was the market and meeting place of the city Kos. The ancient Agora is really a large area in the city. From here we move to the Hippocrates tree.
According to the legend, Hippocrates himself planted the tree 2,400 years ago, and the Apostle Paul was once preached under its shade. but recent studies show that the tree is only 500 years old. I would not drink from the old fountain of the Hashid Hassan Mosque, which was built in 1786. The mosque was damaged by an earthquake in 2017 and cannot be visited at the moment.
It is different with the Nerantzia fortress on the other side. Also here, the entrance is free. Guards take care that nothing will be damaged. They are also well informed about the history of the fortress, but don't want to speak in front of our camera, as they aren't official guides. They told us that the fortress was built by the Crusaders of the Order of St. John in the 14th and 15th centuries to protect the harbor. The fortress closes at 3:30 p.m. and we have to hurry to see every last corner.
It's almost 4:30 and our bus is about to leave. We pay €3.50 per person again. Today we spent €19 on bus tickets and ice cream. A total of €67.90. And tomorrow we are going on a boat trip to a volcanic island. And that's going to cost a lot. Today, Ine is dancing on the volcano.
No, today we are dancing on the volcano. Like dancing on the volcano. 2 weeks cost with only €200 each person. A boat trip with such a small budget will become very expensive. We drive to the harbor of Kardamena by bus. A short walk to the ship where the tour guide is already waiting. On the boat trip in the direction to Nisyros, we make a short stop on the small island Agios Antonios. Also snacks are served. Relaxed and refreshed, we are going further. Passing the neighbor island Giali, on which pumice stone is mined. On the tour, we listen to the origin story of Nisyros.
Poseidon, the god of the seas, was chasing the giant Polybotes. On the island Kos, it came to the showdown. Polybotes tried to escape, but Poseidon took his trident and broke out a piece of the island Kos. And he threw it into the direction of Polybotes. The piece was flying through the air and hit Polybotes. But the giant wasn't killed. He became unconscious. And every time when there's an earthquake on Nisyros, it's Polybotes who tries to break free.
Let's hope that Polybotes behaves quiet today. We are leaving the ship at the harbor of Nisyros. From here, we are going further by bus to a ticket office. The entrance fee is €3 per person. For children under 12 years, the entrance is free.
Certainly, Nisyros has become world famous because of its Stefanos crater. Here we are talking about a very special crater. Worldwide, there are only 3 volcans of this type. One is in Indonesia, the second is in Chile, and the third is here.
und ein dritter ist hier. Der Krater selbst hat eine Ausdehnung.
The caldera itself has an expansion of 4.8 kilometers and the width took 4.75 kilometers. The Stefanos crater, the hole itself, has 360 meters by 380 meters, so it's almost round.
Es ist fast abgerundet.
This is the highlight of the tour, a walk down to the volcano. You really can smell the sulfur here and can really feel the volcanic activity. It's not possible to capture this with the camera.
Unfortunately, 1 hour passed away too fast. We would like to stay longer to interview the geologists with questions until the crows come home.
Oben, die Geologen müssen wir besuchen gehen hier. Die müssen wir interviewen, die Geologen.
In the evening, we returned to Kos to process our experiences. For the boat trip and the entrance fee to the volcano, we had to spend a total of 122 euros. We bought some other stuff and spent a total of 136,50 euro. For the next 8 days, we have 195,60 euro. And in the next episode, we want to rent a scooter for the rest of the time. Do you think the money will be enough?
Hier haben wir so Schwefelsteinchen jetzt hier.
Hier darf man?
Du meinte, man darf sich hier was... Man darf sich hier so... Oh, ist heiß, oh ja.
Oh ja, guck mal, da kommt Dampf raus.
Richtig kommt Hitze aus dem Boden raus.
Ja. Nee, lass das mal. Lass das mal, hallo.
When we talk about an eruption, then we are talking about sulfur steam. The steam comes out, the sulfur
This is auch ein Raum, ne?
where it condenses, you can pick up some stones. It's not forbidden. You can export it, nobody will stop you.
Ja, es ist vulkanisch. Nee.
Ich muss sagen, guck mal, da kommt richtig was. Lass das nachher stößt du hier noch was. Lass das, Nils, komm. Nachher stößt du irgendwas an und dann kommt es wirklich hoch. Komm mal mit.
Nisyros is the biggest earthquake-prone area in Greece. At day 6 we are relaxing at the hotel beach and reflecting the wide range of impressions of the volcano Nisyros. For the next day we organize a scooter. Now we are mobile and don't have to consider timetables. We don't care about horsepower and take the cheapest scooter. 6 days cost 150 euro. Today we also slow down and visit the beaches in the middle part of the island.
It's the end of May and the beaches on the south side are almost empty and great for swimming. We drive further and also on the north side fine sandy beaches. Also here almost empty. The onshore wind makes the site perfect for water sports. On the other hand, the wind blows the seaweeds on the shore. Whether north or south side, to all of the beaches we have seen here, you can say, so beautiful beaches here on Kos. Today, we don't want to see only the beaches, but drive further to Kefalos. On the highest point, we discover a fortress ruin. The short climb will be rewarded with a magnificent view over the bay. From here, you can see the small island Castle with a chapel on it. The famous doctor Hippocrates was born in Kefalos, and tomorrow we will follow his trail.
So, okay, let's draw balance. In the last 2 days we spent 118 euro. That means 77 euro and 60 cents are remaining for the next 6 days. For gasoline and ice cream, it should be enough.
Today we are starting early in the morning to follow the trail of Hippocrates. We enjoy the sunrise in Kos city and drive 12 kilometers further. From the hotel we got a packed lunch. We park our scooter above the Ambrose Thermal and walking the last 500 meters down to Therma Beach. From a small crevice in the rock, water with a temperature up to 80 degrees is flowing into a basin which is connected with the sea. In the water, small gas bubbles climbing up, and you can smell a little bit of sulfur. In average, the water temperature is 49 degrees. Maybe it's because of the cold ride on the scooter, but for us it seems to be much hotter. And the water temperature feels at the seaside of the basin most comfortable. Was Hippocrates also bathing here? With these thoughts we are falling asleep. When we woke up, the place is much more crowded. Too crowded for us, and we go further to the Hippocratic Foundation.
We pay 3 euro each, and to the foundation belongs a botanic garden. Small boards are giving informations about the medical plants. To the museum belongs a bigger room with small statues and busts, and 2 smaller rooms with medical equipment and herbs. I would have said that it's completely boring if we wouldn't have started a conversation.
I know. I don't know everything, but I know few things.
He's software developer and responsible for the IT and the webpage of the Hippocratic Foundation. He excuses that the manager of the foundation, who knows much more about the exhibition, is out of the office today. He takes time for us and shows us things we would have never noticed without him. Did you know that people in the ancient world used suppository? And if we don't understand some medical terms, the modern technology helps us to translate.
He had also for the brain, for surgery in brain too, but it is also with small variation. Also, it's almost the same. Did you saw that or not?
No, I didn't saw it. For surgery, you say?
He leads us through the whole exhibition. And all the lifeless, boring things on the table are becoming alive and interesting. He is taking 1 hour time for us and shows us the exhibits. Explains their function and applications under the use of his complete body.
Okay, no. Okay.
Also, what looks like a medieval torture rack was a device to heal orthopedic diseases.
As I told you, I'm more technician and developer, so I've created a website for this foundation. That's about the library.
As administrator of the Hippocratic Foundation, he's also involved in another project that we really like. He's digitalizing the library to keep the books alive, to make them accessible to everyone in the world. It's completely free of charge and no registration is required. Just scan the QR code or follow the link in the description.
I hope that you will enjoy. Did you went to Asklepion?
No, we want to after this.
Yes, you have to go. This was the
We do as he said and thank him for the time he exclusively took for us. The Asklepion is just a stone throw away from the Hippocratic Foundation. And he is right. The Asklepion is one of the must-sees on Kos. The entrance fee is only €8 per person.
The area is terraced in 3 levels. The Asklepion was an ancient hospital and the temple of Asklepios at the same time. Asklepios was a god of medicine. He was raised by the centaur Chiron and taught in medicine. But he was too successful as doctor. When he brought a dead man back to life, the gods became angry about him and Zeus killed him with the thunder. After his death, he became a god himself and is still healing the people. And why do we know so much?
origin of Asklepios is from Trikala.
The origin?
Yes, he was man. He was man, but he made them god after that.
The private tour we got was really very, very great. Thank you very much. If you also go to the Hippocrates Museum, go to the manager and ask him for a tour. As it's getting dark, we are sitting on the marble stairs and enjoying the magnificent view into Turkey. Today we spent €25.50, so we still have €52.10 left for the next 5 days. We have to take care that we keep enough money left for gasoline.
Today is a very stormy day. We spent the most time of the day at the hotel to sort our footage. In the evening there is no wind, so we go on a discovery tour.
We will now find out who lived in that castle.
Near to Kardamena, there is an old fortress built by the Knights of St. John in the 14th century. It's the biggest fortress on Kos. Except some ruined walls and buildings, there is not much left. The nature starts to recapture its place. Excellent strategic position of the castle is still visible. From here you have a wonderful view over the valley of Kardamena. On this large area we are almost alone. On day 9, we didn't spend any money. €52.10 are still remaining for the next 4 days.
It's really nice in the morning, and there's a salt lake where flamingos should live. The way to the salt lake, we are passing the old windmill of Antimachia. It's the oldest and still functional windmill on Kos. There's no entrance fee, but if you want to visit the windmill from the inside, you have to buy something in the small shop. And the windmill is still working, at least when you are pushing it by hand.
On the other side of the windmill there is the traditional house, an old farmhouse which also can be visited for a small fee. We want to go further to the Tigaki Saltlake. We discover a narrow path in the reeds. It feels like we are the first humans here, leaving our footprints.
So this should be salt water, so I have to try it here. It's really salty. I really like places like this one here. Just sit here, listen, watch the birds.
And the flamingo.
We sit here for some hours and then we finally see them, the flamingos. Unfortunately, I only have a cell phone camera with me and I can't film the birds as I would like to. With such a good camera, I would be able to make better pictures. The camera belongs to Konstantinos. We meet him at a bird watching hut in the wetlands in the east of Kos.
We get into a conversation and he tells us something about the local flora and fauna.
And this is a coot.
Konstantin is an amateur nature photographer and has an own homepage. We put the link in the description.
It's a cone, K-O-N, cone, for the world. It's a kind of serious hobby. Yeah.
Serious, okay.
Yeah.
The lake is still full of water. From Konstantin we learn, in a few months it will look very different. In the summer months, the lake completely dries out. Also, the big salt lake at Tigaki will dry out in a few months. The flamingos will move on, as we will.
From Palio Pili, there is a trail to the Kos, the highest mountain on the island. It's already late and we want to take you with us to a shorter hiking tour.
The buildings are from the 11th and the 15th century. After a cholera epidemic in the year 1830, the village was left by the citizens.
Above the village, there is a Byzantine fortress. There are several paths that lead up. However, to find them is not so easy. At first, we also take a wrong turn. But it's easy. On the other side of the church, there is a big dark bell. You turn left at the bell and go upstairs. After 20 minutes climbing, we arrive at the top of the fortress and have to be careful to not fall down into the old catacombs. It's the oldest fortress on the island. It was built by the Byzantines in the 9th and 11th century. We feel like being transferred back to the old times. With a wonderful view over the north coast of the Aegean, we enjoy this magical moment and round the day off.
Today we spent €3 for water. €49.10 are remaining for the next 3 days. Maybe a not so popular place here in Kos, a real insider tip or secret place you can see here, a small hidden spring close to the airport. We will put the coordinates down into the description. I walked a few meters into that small tunnel. It's quite long. I didn't went to its end. At the end the water is ankle deep and I think to have seen a bat. And I do not want to disturb the animals. Any case, it's a quiet place. You can watch dragonflies and it's cooler than other places. For those who enjoy the quiet and likes to observe the nature, this is the right place for you. With the scooter, we move on to Plaka Forest, a small pine forest with local and exotic animals. Here we are going to meet Michaela and Kelvin.
What I'm giving them now is a meat with a good quality biscuit, not a cheap quality, because we don't believe in giving the animals cheap food, because it doesn't do their immune system any good, and they only end up sick anyway. I go through 400 a month of these. 400 a month.
Do you care also about the medicine for the cats?
Yes.
So if they have, for instance, injuries or...
Yes, we take the sick, and that's what we do. We take sick and injured.
There's our vet, and she came down. She's treated that one there, and there's all the medications she used. She treated them all for fleas, ticks, worms, ear mites, and give the other ones, that one there and that one there, extra injections. So you can see, so they do get medical attention. Yes.
This is very cool. Besides the cats, the peacocks make the forest to a special place. With the magnificent feathers, the artist prepares for the big show. With proud steps and his head held high, the star of the forest is on the way to the display area. And in the first row, premier seats are free. Come and take a seat with us in the first row. Also, other guests are coming. Others need to be called. And then the big show begins. This time it didn't work. The birds, I don't know the English word.
Peacocks.
How? Peacocks?
Peacocks. There's
Peacocks.
peacocks and peahens.
Do you also feed the peacocks?
No, we feed the peacocks as well. Corn.
Oh, also.
Yeah, we feed them corn.
Corn,
Every day.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I can't come down and feed the animals.
Yes.
I don't feed these.
So you...
No, they'll actually eat out of your hand. We can get them to eat. See the white one?
Yeah.
He will eat from your hand.
May we feed them?
You can feed them, yes. I'll give you some food. Kelvin! Kelvin! Kelvin!
Corn.
If you've got any corn left,
push
it down low to him. And the white one will eat from your hand.
It's a bit dusty, mine.
Thank you very much.
Go down low. The white one will take it from your hand.
Okay. That's nice. Angel, the white peacock, is a little bit shy today. Also from Niels' hand, he doesn't eat. Also the other peacocks prefer the food from the ground. Even the hot, rhythmical and impressive dance performance of the male is not able to distract from the food.
But a little bit deeper in the forest, hidden behind some trees and bushes, you can see that the dance performance were more successful.
Originally, the peacocks with their magnificent feathers are from India. But how did they came to this island? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Actually, we just wanted to stop by the forest and go to the beach. But down here on the waterhole, it's nice and cool, and the magical atmosphere in the forest captures our attention.
The peacocks and the cats are living peacefully side by side. Even the small chicks are close to the cats. Michaela has an important message and a warning for you.
Please do not buy a peacock feather, because a peacock feather only falls out in August, naturally. If you start buying them now, they have been ripped out of the bird. Please only donate or help registered charities. Do not listen to people that have money boxes out that have been written by hand. They are not a charity. They are not taking care of the animals. Please only give to registered charities.
For me, this box doesn't look very trustworthy. Also, I cannot imagine that much money is made with it. This model here is made much better, but if you take a closer look, the name of an organization or an address are missing. You see only phone numbers of vets. How serious the organization of Michaela and Kelvin is and how the donations are spent, I am not able to tell you. I have only seen what I have shown to you, that they are feeding the animals in the forest. Also, the charity number she mentioned several times, I was not able to prove on the internet. Maybe you are better at that.
Plaka Forest is open for free for everyone. We spent today €12 for food and drinks. It's getting tight. We remain only €37.10 and the gasoline for the scooter is still not included. If the money will be enough? What do you think?
Only €37.10 are remaining, and the gasoline for the scooter is still not taken into consideration. Nevertheless, we want to take a look at the village Zia. It has nothing to do with a romantic village idyll anymore. The popular hiking tour to the highest mountain, the Kos, can be started here. But we are out of time. Like Honda's pearl necklace, souvenir shops are stringed together. Nevertheless, this place is beautiful to see and invites you to stroll, but also to spend money. So let's get quick away.
After we quickly rushed through Zia, we slowed down a little bit in Kos City. The Odeon was built in the 2nd century after Christ and is an old amphitheatre. Once it was roofed and furnished with busts and stages. It has seats for 750 persons.
Mit Let's Visit Earth sitzt ihr immer in der ersten Reihe.
During the Italian occupation, the theatre was renovated. You can not only walk around and view it from the outside, you can also visit it from the inside. In the old business and work rooms are now information boards, which gives you informations about the history and the structure of the Odeon. However, the cellar vaults are not open all times.
If you know the opening hours, please write it into the comments.
We leave the Odeon and go further to the Western archaeological excavation.
On the opposite road, some stairs are leading down. The old wagon tracks on the Decomana Street are still visible. We follow them to the Nymphaeon, to the old ancient public toilets. Today they are locked, but we dare to take a quick look through the side window. The central eye-catcher of the excavation are the 4 upright columns. Once there were 81 columns, are supporting the roof of the gymnasium. During the Italian occupation, 17 of them were rebuilt. Since the earthquake, only 4 of them are still standing. There you can see the streets and the cars. There's a normal level, and I go quickly on the other side. Also there's a normal level. And yes, we are sitting here really in a big hole. And as you can see, in all the centuries, a lot of soil accumulated. Not all the treasures of the excavation have been uncovered. And there's still a lot to discover beneath the surface. During our excavations, we make our own discoveries. What do you think? What might it be? Maybe an old millstone? Maybe he puts the second stone here on top, crank, and then the corn is coming out? We feel a little like archaeologists who are allowed to experience a history that is over 2000 years old. We leave the Western excavation with these impressions. I'm really amazed about Kos and the city. There's so many different things to see. There have been 6 different cultures here on this island. And yes, you cannot go through the city without falling over the history. Meanwhile, Ini bought us some food. Bananas for €1.50, so €35.60 are still remaining. That should be enough for gasoline.
It goes on to the center. The Deftada Mosque is located at the Eleftherias Central Square. Even as the Archaeological Museum, €6 entrance fee is too much for us. Otherwise, we cannot refuel the scooter. We do a small stroll through the mall from the Italian age.
Fruits, vegetables and different spices are part of the offer. It seems that the market is still focused more on the tourists than on the locals. And Ini has also focused on something. We still have to refuel the scooter. Let's move on before she buys something.
Passing the mosque nearby the plane tree of Hippocrates, we want to take a look at the Turkish Bath House. Unfortunately, we are standing in front of closed doors, so when you know the opening hours, let us know in the comments. We can only take a look from the outside and a quick look into the inner courtyard of the building on the opposite. We don't have much time left. We just walk a little bit through the harbor in order to rethink our journey. We can really recommend Kos. It is such a beautiful island. Great to experience the nature, culture, and a long-lasting story, and all of that for a small budget.
Come, let's stroll a little bit through the souvenir shops. Ini, what do you have there? A hat for €11? Come on, take it as a small souvenir. And who can say no to you? Wait a moment, there was something. We still have to fuel the scooter. Shit! The gasoline is with €2.47, not cheap. And at the gas stations, an attendant provides fueling service. Will this lead to additional costs? With the scooter, we drove in total 400 kilometers, that's 250 miles. The price was rounded up or down by the attendant. So it happened that we had to pay always exactly €8 for fueling. That was close.
Tomorrow we have to leave. But our adventures continues.
For 800 baht in a good location inside Bangkok, I didn't expect it too much, but look how great is that. To the street, so on the toilet, you have to sit the opposite way, so, and then you can look out to the temple. How great is that, no? I'm very happy with the place. Good price. It looks everything very clean. I'm amazed. So now let's get prepared and then let's go out. Huh? Okay, let's eat something and go out.
And don't forget to subscribe and to switch off